Not gonna lie, Michael Bay's Transformers kinda ruined Transformers. Oof, do I agree with that comment? Well, that comment is from a video I posted a few days ago talking about the opening scene in Bumblebee 2018 saying ruin Transformers. Oof, a lot of ruining Transformers, but do I agree? No. And yes, let me explain. No, Michael Bay did not ruin Transformers, and I'm using myself as an example. I've always been a fan of Transformers, but when this movie came out, the first live-action Transformers movie, oh, it made me love Transformers to a whole nother level. As a kid, seeing the special effects and CGI being so good, this movie made Transformers look even cooler to me and just holds a special place in my heart. And that the trilogy is awesome, and even the human characters complement the Transformers well and make it overall great. And Michael Bay bringing a new design to the Transformers themselves, making it look so cool. One of the reasons Transformers is as popular as it is today is because of Michael Bay, because he brought in so many new fans to the franchise that even after the Bayformers ended, a lot of them stayed. When these movies were releasing, so many people liked this so much that they became fans of the animated Transformers and were starting to buy Transformers comics and just learning more about Transformers. I will always be a fan of Michael Bay because of Transformers, and I hope to meet him one day. Now, the part where I agree with that person's comment, and it's because it says kinda ruined. I wouldn't say completely ruined. Let me explain. After Age of Extinction, the last night release, this is where it started to go downhill. Not only did the Transformers themselves get redesigns, and as cool as these night forms are, which I like them, it's not something that big Transformers fans really wanted or want to keep in the long run. Not only did we get a new cast of actors, which, you know, not having Shia LaBeouf return was a big one. He's one of my favorite actors ever because of Transformers, and I have a friend who doesn't like these movies because of that, and he doesn't like Mark Wahlberg. Transformers: The Last Night is the worst Transformers movie. It ruins the previous ones in terms of the story and it just not making sense to the previous one and changing the history and all that, to the point where fans who became fans of Transformers because of the Bayformers stopped liking the Bayformers, thinking, hey, if it's not like the trilogy, I don't want it. Transformers is in a weird spot because of him. Transformers is kinda ruined because of him. And I don't mean to say that in a bad way. I really like Michael Bay and I really love the Bayformers, but it's not what Transformers should have been. Not only do people look at the designs of Transformers thinking this is what Transformers should always look like when they shouldn't. Even Peter Cullen, the voice of Optimus, knows that this is not what true Transformers is, because when he was being told to read certain lines for Optimus, he didn't want to, because it's not what Optimus would act like, truly act like, yet this is how they try to portray him. And now puts an image on Optimus where people expect him to be all this ruthless craziness when he shouldn't be. I ain't gonna lie though, with Peter Cullen's voice as Optimus, the Bayformers Optimus is the greatest leader ever. And even with the recent movie Transformers 1 animated, amazing movie, didn't perform as well as what we would have liked. And you could say one of the reasons is because of the Bayformers, because leading up to the release of that movie, lots of people still bringing up the Bayformers, saying stuff like, oh, why is Bumblebee talking? He shouldn't be able to talk. Huh? See, the Bayformers set an image where people think that certain things that happen in those movies is what true Transformers is and that should always happen when it's not, and that this, Transformers 1, is what you call accurate. And we can't escape Michael Bay because he's still involved in all these Transformers projects and even the next live action movie, Transformers X G.I. Joe, which I ain't gonna lie, I like that Michael Bay is still involved with Transformers. Why did movies like Bumblebee and Rise of the Beast that are more accurate to Transformers not do as well? Well, it's because Michael Bay, The Last Night, first of all, putting a bad image and ending on a bad note with his Bayformers that people just don't want to watch Transformers anymore, and also people saying with Bumblebee and Rise of the Beast that it lacks the Bayformer sauce. Even though they're not trying to be like Bayformers, yet if you want to be like Bayformers, then that's not really being the more changed and not being as accurate. People till this day are talking about the Bayformers and making videos on it and all that. He's really left a big mark on the franchise, but possibly not the best. It's like one half of Transformers fans are Bayverse fans and the other half are not, and it's like, will today's Transformers ever exceed the level that Michael Bay brought it to? Now my questions to you are, did Michael Bay ruin Transformers? Do you wish Michael Bay to direct another Transformers movie like the ones he did, or are you happy with the direction that Transformers is going to? Well, we could say knowing that the next Transformers movie, Transformers X G.I. Joe, the live action one, kind of mixed reactions because, you know, a good amount of the people don't want the G.I. Joe part. So you could say the direction Transformers is going is possibly not the best. But then right now, on a good note, with Transformers 1, the animated one, being an amazing movie, then maybe Transformers should stick to the animated, and that I'm praying that we get a sequel to that. As much as I love the Bayformers, he did his thing, and it's time to move on. I'm a Transformers fan for life. I look forward to anything Transformers, but if I were to be honest, it's not in the best spot right now. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day.